Boycott Dove. Welcome! Okay, before we get into this video, I wanted to pop in and say, hey, P.S. Puerto Rico still needs our aid. P.S. This is a race issue. This complete lack of attention and assistance would not be happening to a majority white place. P.S. The U.S. government is still neglecting U.S. territory and U.S. citizens. Like, are we really out here pretending this is not happening? While most of Puerto Rico is without water, food, and electricity? Is that really what we're doing? Is it? Okay, into the video. R.E. my boycott L'Oreal video. Cause here we go again. Surprise. I feel like I really said everything that I would want to say for this, or majority, in my previous video on companies using diversity as a selling point, but not actually caring about the people they're selling and trying to sell to. That video was deemed unsuitable for most advertisers, which I find hilarious, because apparently advertisers don't like it when you talk about advertisers.
Story time. L'Oreal is stealing my money.
LOL, JK. I've never made any money off of YouTube. And that video only has like 100 views, but like, anyway.
This isn't like breaking news because at this point it happened like last week. But since I was just talking about the L'Oreal situation, I feel like it also makes sense to bring up this for anyone who didn't hear about it. So like Dove put up an ad on the internet. I think it was Facebook. That's not necessarily that important, but they put up an ad. They received a bunch of backlash, as they should have. And then they like deleted it and then they apologized and blah. But here we are with Dove being racist again. Surprise, surprise, what a shock. A corporation is selling via racism. Like, whoa. They really put an ad out where a black woman essentially uses their products and takes off her shirt to reveal that she's suddenly a white woman. Never mind what follows and like the other women this person turns into, because the messages are already there in plain, blatant view. Like, you really don't need to dig deeper. And the fact that she goes from a black woman to a white woman to another woman of color is really just to try to shut down that argument and shut down honing in on the fact that they made this ad in the first place. Like, it feels like a built-in excuse if you ask me, and no matter what, it's still trash. Then there's this print ad, which does what marketing has always loved to do, which is to subconsciously inject their biases into ads, which in turn is designed to form your ideas on the products and the relation of these products that you absolutely need to live a happy and full life, and other groups of people that aren't using these products and aren't these happy, successful, beautiful people. And they do this subtly and sometimes less subtly. Like, think about a way throwback, which is still prevalent in our advertising. Ads for razors and shaving. They started putting women in ads for razors as a tactic to sell more razors. So they started telling women that they had to remove all of their body hair in order to be socially acceptable. Suddenly ads show unhappy, quote, ugly women with terrible hairy legs and armpits next to these beautiful goddesses living rich, happy lives in the lap of luxury because they shaved. And even today, we have ads for razors that depict a woman being unhappy until she gets the chance to shave her disgusting legs. And then suddenly she's a real member of society and she's happy and she's beautiful. That obviously doesn't mean you can't shave your legs because, like, hi, I'm also guilty. But that concept as a whole, that we need to remove all of our hair and stuff for beauty standards as a whole, comes from ad campaigns that only wanted to sell more razors. That beauty standard was shaped by ads to sell things, just as a lot of our beauty standards have. And sometimes what they're selling isn't as much of a product as much as an ideal of a type of person, such as be white and you'll be happy. But like, obviously you can't do that. You can't achieve whiteness. So what ads have done for the relationship between women and body hair, ads have also done to continue ideas about happy Christian middle-class suburban white people versus people of color. So even outside of the blatant messages in this ad, there's other ads where they have a black model placed on the before side and a white woman on the after side. Even if it's, quote, not their intention and they're supposedly so sorry, the messages are still there. And it's still a constant narrative played out in the media that even if you don't mean it, people pick up on, and you subconsciously read it and you subconsciously feel it and you subconsciously internalize it. And children grow up seeing these messages that because they're not the after, they're not worthy.
Shout out to that experiment asking children to point out the good/beautiful baby doll and the bad/ugly baby doll.
There are constant messages that black and brown bodies and brown and black skin is bad. It's dirty, it's lesser than. So use this product and you'll be able to achieve whiteness. And in return, the only access you'll ever have to true happiness. Here we have yet another example of white supremacy as an ingrained part of every aspect of our society, all the way down to commercials for soap. Which is ironic considering Europe's past with hygiene. So, looks like I'm basically boycotting everything.
Every single thing.
Since there are like 4 corporations that own everything, like Unilever, who owns Dove, also owns Lipton, Axe, Knorr, Vaseline, Pond's, Simple, Tresemme, Talenti, Ben & Jerry's, Breyers, Degree.
Jesus, even Q-tips.
Like, who don't they own? I mean, I already don't use a lot of these brands, but come on, you're gonna take away Ben & Jerry's and Talenti? Like, I can't even have ice cream because you gotta be trash? Basically, the only thing left is small independent independent companies, and then small independent POC companies, and specifically small independent Black-owned companies, because this is what we need to invest in rather than these corporations who don't care, who would rather step on everybody in order to have the most money and the most power and be a crusty old white dude. And like, small independent companies are better to support anyway, but like, what can you even consume ethically under capitalism? A constant struggle. Let me know when you know. We come in peace. Subscribe for new videos whenever they get posted. Social media, graphic description. Goodbye. Speaking of capitalism, this is the time at the end of the video when I pop in for some self-promotion and say, hey, I have a Patreon account. So if you want to support me, I would be really grateful, and you would be like really helping me out. There's a lot of family stuff happening at the moment and kind of like all the time, and like moving and blah, blah, blah. So like, yeah, I have a Patreon. Even if you can't, hey, what's good? Okay, bye.